Students, are you ready for some reading? You ready? Yes. Aidin says yes, he's ready. Good. Who else? Are we ready? Is everyone ready? I hope so. I hope you're all ready. Let's get take our hands. Everyone put our hands together. Put your hands together like this, interlace them like this, and then you shake them a little bit. Shake, shake, shake. To get our wrists nice and warm. And we can take it like this, just to get our bodies moving. Early morning. Whee. Early morning, just a little bit of movements. And some stretching. You know, stretch the arm, stretch the head, the neck. And then we are all ready. Okay. So this morning we're going to look at reading. And I found a new story that I want us to read. We spoke about hobbies in some of our reading before. You remember, we spoke about hobbies and what we like to do. Now, this story is about habits. Now, habits is not the same, as a hobby, but a habit is something that we do on a daily basis. We can have good or bad habits. A good habit might be to read 2 pages of a book every day. Maybe a bad habit is eating too much ice cream. So habits can be good or bad. Now let's read the story, which is about a habit. The story's name is Max's Good Habit. Max has a good habit, and this story will show us what his habit is. Okay, so as per usual, I will first read, and then I want you guys to read all together so that we can practice some of our reading and our expressing of words. Excuse me. Ooh, a bit of sneezes in the morning. Okay, so let me start. I'll read the first page, then I want you to repeat after me. Okay. Max's good habit. Max reads more than anyone he knows. He loves to read during all of his free time. His friends tease him because he would rather read than play video games. But his parents and his teachers are proud of him. They say reading is important and it will help him learn about the world around him. That's very true. Reading is very important, and the more we read, the more knowledge we get, and also the faster and better we can read with more practice. They also tell him it is a good habit to read on a regular basis. Yes, I agree. Reading is very good. One day, Max was reading a magazine article about volcanoes. He told his friends all about volcanoes and what causes them to erupt. The very next week, his class was assigned a science project about volcanoes. Guess who everyone wanted in their project group? Max. Max's friends weren't teasing him anymore. Max ended up being in a group with Liz, Anna, and Josh. The assignment was to create a poster board with information about volcanoes and to build a volcano model. Max made copies of the magazine article about volcanoes so his project partners could read about them too. They also went to the library to look for more information about volcanoes. Okay, so I want you guys to read now. You can start from the top here where it says Max reads. So all of us all together can start from here. But I want all of us to try and participate. Even if you read only 1 or 2 sentences, we all should read at least something. But I want all of us to try and read everything. Okay. So I want you guys to start, and then everyone can just read all together. Okay. You can start now.
Teacher, but I was eating.
But you should not eat while we're in class. We have the 20-minute break between lessons. But it's okay. Who else can read? We have 25 students here today. Is it 25? 23 students, 22 students, 21. Yeah, 21 with me and teacher Pooh here as well. So we have 21 students. Now let's see. Let's all start and let's read together from the top here, from Max.
Max reads more than he loves to read during all of his time. His friends
Tease him because
he would
he would read
then
play video games.
by his
His
parents and his
teacher and
proud of him. They say
they
reading is important.
is and it will help
will help
learn
him
about the
world
world around
around him.
They also
They
tell
are
him it
him
is good
food
habit
habit
on a regular basis.
base.
Very good, very good. One day,
Max
Max was reading a magazine
article, a magazine article,
article about
volcano.
Okay, volcano.
Yes,
He told
volcano.
his friend all about volcano. What
That's all I'm saying. Let's just practice that one word quickly. Volcano.
no
Volcano. So all together, volcano.
volcano.
Yes, very good, very good. Well done. Sounds very
I
good.
already know that.
Where are we? Okay, let's go here. His friends. He told his friends.
he told his friend all about volcanoes and what
Causes them.
caused him to
To
erupt.
every
Every
next week
this class was
what
Assigned.
aside
assigned project about volcanoes. Guess
class who everyone wants in
their
project of McFin.
were
Weren't or were not. Were not teasing you anymore. So this one, it's maybe a bit difficult to pronounce just as it is, but this one can also be right as were not. Max's friends were not teasing him anymore. Okay, the next one here, Max. Max ended up let's carry on all together here. Max ended up
Max ended up begin in a group with Liz, Anna, and Josh.
the
assignment was to create a poster board with information about volcano and to build a volcano model.
Max
made copy of
copy
the
for
magazine article ใช่ปะ about volcanoes so
volcanoes.
his project partners could read about
It about
they also went to the
into the library
Try to
to
look
look
for
up
more
for
information
about
about
volcano
volcano.
Yes, very good. So the story, firstly, so far is about Max having a good habit of reading and how his good habit helped him because he read something that can help him in a group project, which is the volcanoes. Okay. Let me carry on reading and then you follow after me. The group met at Anna's house that night to organize the information and decide what they wanted to put on the poster board. They all asked Max what he thought was most important. Then they decided on the following together. What causes volcanoes to erupt? Is the release of pressure when magma rises up through the cracks in the Earth's crust causes volcanoes to erupt. So when the hot lava pushes up and it breaks through the top part of the Earth, the volcano will erupt because of a lot of pressure. How do volcanoes form? Okay. Lava from eruptions cools and forms new crust. The crust builds up after several eruptions to form a volcano. So in the beginning, there was no volcanoes. There was only maybe a crack in the Earth's surface where the magma, the hot lava, can come through the crack. And as it came out, it started cooling and drying. And over a lot of eruptions, it started cooling and forming a cone shape like the picture volcano. So no volcano was just made. It had to be a process of things happening to create a volcano. The last one, how hot is lava? Lava can get as hot as 1165 Fahrenheit. Let me just quickly double check. After this, okay, let me first finish, then we can check. The next night, they met at Josh's house to build their volcano. They used cardboard as modeling clay. First, they made a volcano shape with the cardboard, and then they covered the shape in brown and red clay. The red was the lava flowing down the volcano, and they also attached the red clay to the top of the volcano to make it look like it was erupting. The volcano looked great. Max, Liz, Anna, and Josh were very proud of their hard work. When they turned in their project, their teacher was so proud. Oh, sorry, the teacher was proud too. Thanks to Max's good habit, they earned an A+ on both parts of the project. So there were two parts. One was to give information. So to create the poster board and give information. And the other one was to build a volcano model. Okay. So you guys can read from the top. Yeah, the group. The group.
The group met at Anna's house that night to organize information
and
decide what they want to put on the poster board. They all asked Max what he thought was more important
on
decided on
the following
Together. Okay. What causes the volcanoes to erupt?
What caused volcano to erupt? They
Release,
the
release.
to
Yes.
the wind.
Let's everyone together here. Let's help each other here, all together. The release of pressure.
Release of pressure
Yes.
when magma raise up.
Rise up, cloud, crack in
I know
the
now who
earth,
is on the
crack,
plane now.
volcano
Teacher.
to erupt.
To erupt.
Teacher.
Yes.
Okay, she mute now.
Okay. How do volcanoes form? Carry on.
How do volcanoes form? Our eruption and form
Can you mute her?
Trust.
has built up after the glow eruption to form a volcano.
Yes.
How hot is lava? Lava can get as hot
And get us hot
as
as
1165 Fahrenheit.
Celsius. So 1165 Fahrenheit is about 630 degrees Celsius. So that's very hot. It's very, very hot. It only gets to about 40 degrees in Phetchabun during the summer. And that is 630 degrees. Oh my goodness. That is very hot. The lava. Okay. So let's go from the next night. They met at Josh's house. Carry on from the next night. The next night,
What?
all together. Come on.
What? The next night, they met at George's house to build the volcano.
Yes.
They used cardboard and modeling,
Yes, very good.
modeling clay.
Yes.
First, they made the volcano
volcano.
with the cardboard,
But
and then
then
they
they
covered
the shape in brown
and red
red
clay.
clay. The red
The red
was
was
lava
flowing
flowing down the
volcano.
volcano.
Very good.
They also
add
red clay
red
to the
to
top
the top of the
of
volcano
to
make
make it
it look
look
like
like it
was
was
erupting.
Yes, very good. The last little bit.
The volcano
The volcano
looked
looked
great.
great.
Max,
Liz
Liz, Anna,
and George
Where
were very proud
proud
of
of
their
their
hard work.
when they turned in their project. Their teacher was
proud
too.
to thank Max good habit
Good habit.
and
And they
earned
earned
an F book.
A plus on both parts of the project.
Very good. Very good. Now we have a couple of questions. Now I first want us to quickly go through the question, and then we can go through the reading again and find the answers. You can find the answer.
Okay, no.
So what would Max rather do than play video games? Number one. Number two, what type of science project was his class assigned? Number three, who wanted Max in their project group? Number four, how many people were in Max's group? Count. Where did the group meet on the second night? What is Max's good habit? Why is it good? So let's look at the first question. What would Max rather do than play video games? Okay. Let me read the first page. Let's see if you can find the answer. Max reads more than anyone he knows. He loves to read during all of his free time. His friends tease him because he would rather read than play video games. But his parents and his teachers are proud of him. They say reading is important and it will help him learn about the world around him. They also tell him it is a good habit to read on a regular basis. One day, Max was reading a magazine article about volcanoes. He told his friends all about volcanoes and what causes them to erupt. The very next week, his class was assigned a science project about volcanoes. Guess who everyone wanted in their project group? Max's friends weren't teasing him anymore. Max ended up being in a group with Liz, Anna, and Josh. The assignment was to create a poster board with information about volcanoes and to build a volcano model. Max made copies of the magazine article about volcanoes so his project partners could read about them too. They also went to the library to look for more information about volcanoes. Well, let's look at the first question. What would Max rather do than play video games? What would Max rather do than play video games? What do we think? Does anyone maybe know the answer? Let's go back and look. Read the first part. Read the first part again. You can read it by yourself. Oh, this shape is not nice. I don't want this shape. Give me a different shape. Yeah, this one. Read the first paragraph. You will find your answer there. What would Max rather do than play video games? So what would he do if he does not want, if his friends tell him to play video games? What does he say he wants to do? What do we think? What is Max doing here? What is he doing here? Who can tell me? What is Max doing? Max is? What is this boy doing in the picture here?
Reading books.
He's reading books. And here we say his friends tease him because he would rather read than play video games. Let's go back and look at our question. What would Max rather do than play video games? What would Max rather do than play video games? Who can tell me?
Reading book.
Yes, reading a book. Very good. Max would rather read a book than play video games. He would rather read a book than play video games. Don't know about that. I rather like to play video games, you know. Video games is more fun. Reading book is so boring. Only if you find a good book, it is fun to read. But once you start reading, you learn to like it more. Just have to find a good story to read. Remember, reading improves our English. And even if you read in the Thai language, it can also improve your Thai language. Okay, question 2. What type of science project was his class assigned? What type of science project was his class assigned? Let's look. What does it say at the bottom here? Read here and tell me if you can find the answer. Let me just draw my shape. The answer is in this short paragraph. Very next week, his class was assigned a science project about volcanoes. Guess who everyone wanted in their project group? Max's friends weren't teasing him anymore. So let's look at the question. What type of science project was his class assigned? Who can tell me?
Model volcanoes.
Yes, very good. That's the best answer so far. Let me just type it. A science. Who else is it? A science project about volcanoes. A science project about volcanoes. Very good. Well done. The next one. Who wanted to be in Max's group, or who wanted Max in their project group? Who can tell me? Who wanted Max in their group? Let's go read. We have the answers here. We must just read them. In the same block is the answer. Can anyone find it for me? Let's see. Who can find the answer first? Who wanted Max to be in their project group? Who can tell me?
Everyone wanted in their project.
Yes, very good. Excellent job. That is the 100% correct answer. The best answer that you could give. Everybody wanted Max in their group. Why? Because Max had all the information about volcanoes, because he read about them. So he had the knowledge. Number 4, how many people were in Max's group? Let's go back and see. Annotations, erase this one.
ระวังปืน2เลยนะเพื่อนระวังปืน2
How many people were in Max's group?
I think 4 people.
4. I only read 3.
ฆ่ามัน
Yes, Anna and Josh. Where do you get 4?
หยิบลูกซองหยิบลูกซอง
Max, yes, very good. We always have to count Max because he is also a part of the group. So it's Max,
ปืนลูกซอง
yes, Anna, and Josh. So we have 4. We have 4. How many people were in Max's group? There were 4. people in Max's
Yes.
group. There were 4 people in Max's group. Okay, last 2. Where did the group meet on the second night? Where did the group meet on the second night? I think it should be here. Okay. No, I can't see. We can't see. Let me clear the answers for now. Let's quickly see here. The group met at Anna's house that night to organize the information. At whose house did they go second? Whose house did they go second? Can you read that? Who can tell me?
Josh's house. The next night they meet at Josh's house.
Yes, at Josh's house. So where did the group meet for a second night? At Josh's house. They met at Josh's house for the second night. Fat finger typing. Second night. Okay. What is Max's good habit? What is Max's good habit? Who knows? They say, yeah, Max's good habit. But what is his good habit? What is Max doing? Yeah.
He read a book.
He read a book. Yes, very good, John Paul. He read a book. And they say, yeah, if you read here, Max reads more than anyone he knows. He loves to read during all his free time. His friends tease him because he would rather read than play video games. But his parents and teachers are proud of him. They say reading is important and it will help him learn about the world around him. So, what is Max's good habit? Go back. His good habit is reading. He likes to read. But why is it a good habit? He likes to read. But why is it a good habit? Because it will help him learn about the world around him. So he can learn about the world around him. So why is reading a good habit? Because he can learn about the world around him. Why do you think that? Because we get different information compared to what we already know. We can get different information than what we are taught. So to sum up our story for today, what was the story about? What was this story about? Who can tell me? What was the story about? I want two things, two answers. What was the story about?
Mac was a dictator.
Excuse me?
Mac was a deserter.
He was a deserter. Why was he a deserter?
Him read a book. He
He
read a
read a
book.
book. Yes, he was reading a book. That's the first one. Well done, John Paul. The first one, he reads a book. So it's about reading. And what was the second one? The second thing about the story. What
He
was?
can play video game.
Okay, they talked about video games, yes. But what was the school project?
Model volcano.
It was about volcanoes. Very good. So, we read about volcanoes and reading. That's what we did today. But that will be all for today for reading. I will be back in 20 minutes for mathematics, to carry on with mathematics. So I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. You can have a short break. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
บ๊ายบาย
บ๊ายบาย
ไอพอโทรกัน